Want to have a successful broker open? Boy, I would if I was doing one, not one that flops. Well, I'm going to tell you a little story of success and failure. And let's see which one you want to do. Okay? I'm Kathy Byrnes, and I am a realtor here in Lake Norman, North Carolina, just north of Charlotte. And this is Real Estate Riches. The reason it is I'm sharing all kinds of education that you can benefit from. So I hope you'll like it. Hope you subscribe and share it with your buddies. So today, right before I did this video, I went out to a broker open, and it was from 12 to 2. So normally a broker open would have food. That's why it gets a bunch of agents, right? So I go out there, I got my little classic car, and I'm driving, and I'm thinking, first of all, I thought this is a very high price point for this neighborhood because my daughter used to live right around the corner. I don't normally sell in that area, and it was on 8 acres, and it was, what's the price? It's over 2 million. I think it's 2.3. And I thought, let me go check this house out. 8 acres, what could you do? Is it a tear down house? It wasn't a tear down house. It looked in the pictures beautiful. Long winding driveway, which I did not pay attention to when I picked the car that I did. So anyway, I had gotten an email saying that there was going to be a broker luncheon. I thought, there's going to be so many broker luncheons and open houses right now. This is something we should go check out. I want to get connected with people that are doing it, see how they're doing it, ask the agent on site, what is the seller, if anything, going to offer to the buyer's agent? Just looking for the protocol, like, do they have a sign up? What are they doing, right? So I'm getting close to it, and I've got my GPS on, and it says, okay, you're like 40 feet away. And I'm like, okay, there's no signs saying there's something there. That was a mistake. Even if it's a broker open, you can put out there broker open, and I would have a big flag out there, broker open, because it says broker. Most people won't walk in, although I have had some people come to broker open where they weren't with an agent. Would you take them? Sure, right? Even today. So, because as long as they're not with their agent, you just got to make sure that they had that buyer agency agreement, right? So anyway, I thought that was a mistake not to have a sign, and especially because I'm going 45 miles an hour as the speed limit. So was I going a little faster? No, I was actually slowing down because I thought I was going to be right there. So boom, it's a quick right-hand turn, and it's through a gated setup there. That looked nice, but the second I turned the corner, well, it's probably second because there was no flag. Big old dip in the driveway, and this is a big stone setup driveway, so it would be very expensive, right? So I'm like, shoot, this is not good for my little baby car. And so I'm dodging this giant dip. And I'm thinking, that's not a good first impression when you're coming in. Now, we just had a big storm, Debbie, come through. And so this, as I start driving down this winding driveway, which is a one-way only driveway, and in its day when it was built, I'm sure it was striking because it's heavy-duty pavers, stone pavers. And it's winding as it winds up this hill where the house is up the top. And there's trees off the right, but as I'm going I'm probably about 3/4 of a city block in, there's a bridge because there's a creek there, which is striking in concept, right? However, giant tree had fallen over the top, and the bridge that it had, beautiful brick setup, that in itself was great, didn't look damaged. The bridge didn't look damaged, but the size of this tree was monster. The circumference was probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet. I mean, it was a big old tree. So they'd cut it on each side so that the cars could get through. But I'm thinking, you got the house for sale. Yes, this was this week that this happened. Okay, just thinking maybe I would have changed the broker open. I mean, I would have gotten that front hole fixed. I would have made sure the trees were gone. Now, maybe you didn't because it's agents with the tree, but not that front dip in that front part of the drive, because that's your first impression. So now I'm winding around, another giant old big tree there, and tarps are on it so that the limbs don't hit your car as you're driving up. Well, I'm having a nervous breakdown in my little special car here, And finally, I'm weaving around and I can see up at the top, the whole driveway is full of cars. So he did a great job getting people there because they're thinking they're having lunch, is usually why agents go, right? And there's this guy and he's taking pictures of people coming up the drive. I'm sure it's a cool look as you're coming up. The big issue would be I'd have to edit out the big blue tarps that are over these giant trees that could scrape the side of your car. But anyway, he was up there and I said, buddy, this guy up in front of me here at the top of the driveway, he wants to get out. I can't see how to back out, and I have a convertible. I said, I can't see the lip of this driveway. I look like I'm about to go off a 1-foot ledge over here if I go too far back and I'm a stick shift. Can you help me? Go, sure. So he helps me. That car that was coming from the top barely squeezes by. He's got his little Mercedes and he doesn't want to damage that either. We don't neither one. All these cars are up the top and I'm thinking, how's everybody getting out at this broker luncheon? There needed to be a better plan, somebody out there to coordinate cars. If this is the setup, okay, we deal with it, right? And this is the difference between a really good agent and a not so good agent. So I don't think that guy who was taking the picture had anything to do with the agent inside. I think he just wanted to get some content. So he was just helping me out and helping that Mercedes guy out. Well, now he's decided he's going to back on down all this. It is probably equivalent to, I'll bet, 2 city blocks long. It weaves in and out of big monster trees, grass and mud and stuff on the side. Some grassy areas nice that you wouldn't want to drive on. The mud you also didn't want to drive on because you didn't want the mud all over your car. And again, $2.3 million house, right? So now Mercedes is backing out. Well, there's another car coming up. And he's like, we got this one gal up. She managed to get forward, got Mercedes off to the side. So now another car's coming. Mercedes backing down this whole thing. Another car's coming up. Well, finally, that car was the smart one, and it was more of like a Jeep. It pulled off into the woods section. Said, I can do that. And was going to walk up the hill to the house. And that was great, but I'm now up at the very top of this driveway, and I'm thinking, there's another 8 cars up here. How am I getting out? Now, I didn't plan a whole lot of time to be there. So I'm more stressed out about that. So I go up to the front door, pulling. You can't even open the door. So we got issues with the construction of the front door. I'm just seeing issue after issue. Oh, and by the way, that driveway going up, it was not pristine. She was feeling some age. And so now the front door, I'm yanking on it, finally get in. No furniture or anything in there, and that's okay, but also no staging. A couple of agents sitting around the kitchen counter in there, and a sign-up sheet. There were 3 cups of pretzels. So usually a broker open, he didn't say broker lunch. So I got to give him that. But usually you got a spread for these agents. You're enticing them to come out, right? I think his is the one that even said he had a $150 gas card. So people were going to come. And this reminds me of back in 2008, 9, 10, when you had to do everything that you could to get an agent out to check out your house because the buyers weren't there. Well, we're in a different kind of market, but we're in a market similar in the sense that you got to entice people out to the house, right? And so this is going to be very important in this market. Well, anyway, I'm looking out at the backyard. I can see the back deck. It's old. It's been painted over, bad wood. I look down at the pool. It's a mess. Now, this house has got a lot of stuff. In its day, I'm sure it was striking, 2006, but it's not striking today. It's not striking at all. There's a lot of money that needs to be poured into it because it's a huge home, 8,000 square feet. It's a big house with its own pool house. There's another secondary house, a big garage, a carport area, and that 8 acres. So I'm thinking, maybe this property could be converted where you get more high-end homes. You buy this at a discounted price because no one's going to pay that price. In my mind, I could be wrong. And then you build on this property. So I'm trying to track down the agent. Number one, because I feel like we got a parking problem. I go, hey, buddy, you the listing agent here? And he goes, yeah. I go, we got kind of a problem outside here with the drive. And he goes, yeah, this is another problem. He was not a problem solver. Oh man, be a problem solver. If you're going to be a realtor, you're going to get problems right and left. Be a problem solver, people. So he was not interested in solving that problem in the slightest. So I said, well, let's just go outside here a minute. Show me how we can handle something. I'm thinking, well, I'm going to solve it because I got to get my own car out of here. I'm not even looking at this house anymore. I'm done with it. And I just want out, and I'm very worried about my little baby getting out. So more cars have come. So the gal who had the car coming up when the Mercedes was, she says, should I just move my car down by that Jeep? And he goes, yeah, that'd be good. He could have cared less. I said, are you saying it's okay for us to drive on the grass? And he goes, well, be responsible. And I'm thinking, we just had a ton of rain here. If you drive on the grass after a ton of rain, I can try and be as responsible as I can, but I believe we're sinking and leaving tire tracks. So he goes, yeah, just park in the woods there, which is all muddy. I'm thinking, I am not doing that. I manage, and so I said to him, you think a developer would be interested in this property? Can this property be split up? And he said, well, on the other side of the creek, which he knew this, on the other side of the creek, it's all flood area, probably not. He goes, but this side, he goes, come to think of it, it's hilly, but that doesn't mean anything. This is a beautiful piece of property, 8 acres, a lot of it wasted up front, but there you could probably get 2 or 3 other properties on the property and have sizable land where they could be higher end homes, maybe $1 million plus homes too. And if you put a bunch of money where a builder put into it, where they could afford to put into it, and bring that baby back up, now we're talking. Now you got like a little high end area, like a little mini section, right? That could work. But anyway, he was not a problem solver, could have cared less. As I'm starting to ask him more questions, he just walked away and went back in the house. So no food, pretzels, no real help, not a pleasant personality. And I thought, are you the listing agent? No, he wasn't the listing agent. He was a co-listing agent. Now he could have brought it. He could have brought the deal to the team because it's a team, but it looks like he's the only person on the team. And the team owner's been around for a long time. I don't know if he's guiding them or not. Is this guy guidable? Because I'm going to tell you something. For you, this is your business. You need to be able to solve problems. If you're doing a broker open and it's at lunchtime, provide food. That's just smart business. And maybe even a prize like he was talking about. I never did a $150 gas card, but I might do a $50 gas card. And I'm going to have food. It's not going to be a fortune kind of food. It may be subs. It may be a salad. So I've seen agents back in 7 and 8 where they just cooked the food. It was cheaper. And they would just bring it all out. And you got your paper plates. Shoot, we had bins where we would have all our supplies. It would have our paper products in it, our plastic knives and forks and cups, and we would have jugs to put iced tea in and water. All of that would be set up that we would keep so for our broker opens, because they used to be a big deal, and I believe they are going to be now. So do some homework on how to do a really good broker open, because there's also another guy here. Now he does high-end properties, anywhere from $2 to $10, $12 million properties. Shoot, he's got a classic car pulling up in the driveway. He's probably got a dealership to give him the car as publicity. And he puts out a spread. I'm sure he gets different vendors to pay for some of that food. And it's an incredible spread. People come dressed up for lunch at his. I missed his the other day, darn it, because I really wanted to see it. It's kind of like $1 Million Realtor on those TV shows. That's how he does a broker open. And you know what? He sells his properties quickly. He does incredible video. If they're empty, they're staged, and he gets the sellers to pay for this. He doesn't have a beater house like this. I'll bet he wouldn't take a listing like that. Now I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a hard one for them to sell, and it's going to go sit on that market a long time. The problem is these particular sellers just bought that property a year ago, but it looks so worn, and they paid a high dollar for it. So with the way it's being handled, I don't know what kind of price you're going to get, especially in this market. But anyway, what's our point? We want to do good broker luncheons. What are you going to do? You're going to market it really well. You're going to have a nice lunch. You don't have to be extreme like my other guy who does, but you could be. I said pay attention to your price point. And I do say get vendors to help you out who want to be there to promote their stuff, especially your mortgage people, your home inspectors. This is a broker. All these, there's so many people that want to be in front of realtors. They will come and they will help. Don't beat them up. Don't take advantage of them. Be fair. And you will get support there. You got to get there early. You got to get set up. You got to get your flags out there. And I would have a bunch of like wavy flags before the property so that people could see that they're coming up to it, and a giant big flag that, you know, it's a broker open flag. Get a broker open flag and an open house flag. I have 3 open house ones and they are giant. I think they're 16 feet tall. I want you to see it coming. So anyway, are you going to be prepared? I hope you are. Now, if you want to be surrounded by people that are going to teach you and really help educate you to do the job right, treat this like a business and do that, you may want to call me about EXP. That's who I'm with. That's why I do these videos, because I'm looking for the people that are looking for me, who really want to be shown the ropes the right way, and I can help you. And I would love to help you. So book a strategy call with me and let's talk about that if you want. If not, I hope to see you on the next one. Subscribe, please. Share it, ask questions below, and let's do business right, okay? Talk to you soon.